From LALATE News Headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
It's a big morning here on Mornings LALATE with incredible great details about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. In this recording, we'll go over that monthly stimulus check and why the Democrats are likely to give you more months of checks. Then we cut to the recon. Done deal, signed, sealed. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to you and the American people. And the biggest payout we've ever seen in the history of this channel. It'll cause people to start looking and wondering, where did you get all these incredible checks? Then we turn to the big world exclusive, as the man of the hour wants to give you MSCs. And we'll go over all the deliciousness in the third part of this video. And then we'll go over why you as Purple Hawks are going to do so well under this incredible fourth stimulus with so many checks across the board. And then for the first time ever, you met her last night, Calendar Colleen. She's been calendaring stuff for you. It's September. Well, today you meet her calendar date because she's been putting dates in for him as well. They have a calendar, and his name is Calendar Cod. And then more coming up live from Santa Monica as we go into a big day. The toast is toasting, the butter is buttering, and the calendaring is happening here on Mornings LALATE. Across the board. The weather has been spectacular here live in Santa Monica. Hope the weather is good where you are. By the way, I'll be live with you all weekend long, so stay with me because guess what? Those legislators are working as well this weekend. In this recording, we'll go over those monthly stimulus checks and why the Democrats are likely to give you more months of checks. We go over the incredible recon and the working that is happening today. I'll have breaking news that happened just minutes ago about what Ron Wyden is saying about this fourth stimulus recon. He's working today and also this weekend. Then we go over what some of these application-based checks mean and why Purple Hawks are going to kill it under the fourth stimulus recon. Then we cut to fifth stimulus as well. And then we go to the world exclusive as the man of the hour is asking for you to step forward and get the support behind him. And we have those details and more. And of course, Calendar Colleen and Calendar Cod and the debut of tomorrow's new feature character. Boy, it's a big day. And this is LALATE, America's only 24-hour day, 7 days a week financial news channel in America, live in the morning like right now, and taped in the afternoons. Coming up next is Mornings Crypto at 10 o'clock a.m., then noontime at 11 a.m. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers of YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes. Every like helps. And consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Casino VIP. Meantime, have you not signed up for those LALATE alerts? You need to do so. They'll be delivered to your phone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You got one this morning about the eviction moratorium announcement. It was brand new this morning. That alert comes direct to you. Go to the LALATE alerts, put your name and email address in. It's totally free. Watch for that confirmation email and hit the confirmation button. And then you are ready to rock and roll. Let's turn to those monthly stimulus checks. House versus Senate, Senate versus House. Who wants to pay you what? Starting right now. Warren, Sanders, Wyden, monthly stimulus check. The amount unknown and the number of months unknown as well. But more about Bernie in a second. AOC, Omar, $2,000 a month, but not saying how many months. Then we have, of course, the House Ways and Means Committee saying monthly, but they don't say how many months or the amount per month. We have the American petition signed by millions of Americans calling for $2,000 a month. Doesn't say the number of months. And then the one that's captivated a nation has been that House bill. It's $2,000 only the first month. It's only $2,000 the first month. It's $1,000 thereafter. Pandemic plus 1 year. I think you have an opinion. Vote House or Senate. House or Senate, jump in the live chat right now and tell me where you're tuning in from and how the weather is going into this beautiful Labor Day weekend. Who gets this fourth stimulus check? You do. Democrats represent that. If you got a third, you get a fourth stimulus check. Single individual, $75,000 or less. Democrats represent, you get one. Married couple, 150,000 or less. Democrats represent you, get a forced stimulus check. Double it. Family of 4, Democrats represent you, get one as well. Quadruple it. And if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security and Railroad benefits, Democrats represent you, get one as well. The forced stimulus check is not income. It's not taxable. And the forced stimulus check would be the same amount for everyone across the board. Finally, the forced stimulus check is not a waivable check. So if you do go to the beach over this Labor Day weekend and a check comes running up to you waving, it's not the US dollar check, it's the French check. They're just so much more friendly there. And then if another check comes up to you and kisses you on both cheeks, it's the Italian check. In the second half of this video, we go over the incredible details of that forced stimulus recon and what they're doing today. It's breaking news you're hearing for the first time on Mornings LA. And then in the third part of this video, we'll go over what application-based stimulus means. You're going to kill it because you've done this before. You're going to do so well. Then we'll go over the world exclusive as what Purple Power has been called upon to do and change history once again. Boy, the honor is upon you. Let's step up and do it. And then you'll meet Calendar Con and Calendar Colleen. Mark your calendar. It's coming up. But first, let's get some money. Get a pen and paper ready because I'm going to get you some money for rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and homeowners utilities right now. Someone at noontime yesterday said, is there any forced stimulus money coming this week? No, but there's fortunes of this money available this week. Last week, we had 2 viewers start the week at $0. By the middle of the week, 3 of them had $40,000. By the weekend, 1 of them brought it up to $80,000. We've had viewers getting $30,000 routinely, $50,000, $60,000, and $100,000. Here are some of the success stories I got overnight. If you got success stories, send to me on social media, private message me, Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. Kyra says, hey, LA, I got $17,000 from watching your channel. Thank you so much. Well, thank you, Kyra. Then Valerie got $9,000. Dawn Renee got $2,000 for rent. She got electric and she got gas. Heart, smile, heart, cat. I don't know what the cat's for, but thank you for the cat. And then another viewer, Deborah, got $6,000 for Snap. Annualized. Great news. But the inspiration comes from Johnny from last weekend. He had by the weekend gotten $80,000 in his channel. By the middle of the week, he was only at $40,000. How did he do it? 7 items. That's at least 7 different places. Here are the numbers that Johnny got. He got $13,000 for SNAP. He got $10,000 for EIDL, $2,000 for taxes. He got $21,000 for housing in one place and $25,000 another place, $9,000 for utilities, and then he got $50 a month for internet and phone. Grand total $80,000. Wow. So get pen and paper ready. It's your day to get this big money. We're going to start with rent because rent viewers are constantly getting over $20,000 day in, day out. This is real money. This is third stimulus. This is available right now. Why would you not get it? Viewers are killing it on this channel. Let's look at these numbers. Wow. Purple Hawk, have you not become a member? You need to become a member right away. Elizabeth, Purple Hawk, 27,000. Mark, 25. Then we got 24,000, 22,000, 20,000. You just saw Johnny lead us out on utilities at 9,000. So let's compare. Yeah, so you see the numbers going higher. Purple Hawks are doing better than even the week before. Each week they're improving. $9,000 for utilities. Let's look at Snap. Wow. There's Louie at $18,000. You're going to meet someone in a second who got $19,000 that is now worth $25,000. And then here are viewers who got 3 items. There's Nancy at $32,000 and Nisi with 3 items at $23,000. Mark got 2 items at $32,000. But let's go over why Mark has 4 wonderful stories to deliver for us. Number 1, he got 2 items at $32,000, but for 5 days on camera, I said, go get Snap. Get the 3rd item. It's a Snap to get it. Watch this. Ow, that hurts. I got to get the audio. But there you go. My fingers hurt. Mark got that Snap. Very easy. He got it in less than 5 days. Number 1. Number 2, he told his neighbor, watch this kid. Everyone's getting big sums of money on LALATE. The neighbor went from 0 to $20,000 of rent approved in less than 5 days. Last week in the same story from another viewer, Chanan, Purple Hawk, 2 months. I told my friend LA about you and now she's addicted to you. She can't stop watching. She got $21,000. Wow. She got $9,000 for rent, $5,000 for utilities, and $6,000 annualized for Snap. Success stories keep on coming on in. Third success story from Mark was that while he got three items, he's now pushing for more items. And finally, of course, the big success story is a Snap. Mark got $19,000 for Snap, bringing his grand total on this channel to $50,500. And that is where Mark is at the moment. But you're going to see in a second, he's going even higher. $50,500. And then there's Lorraine, who got over $100,000. The sky is the limit on this channel, and we cannot stop, and we won't stop because this is LALATE. I've been doing this since day one. In April of last year, I launched this channel because people had applied for that EIDL loan and grant. We're not getting approved, so I did their applications on air and off air, one at a time, getting them approved. I got $25 million of EIDL loans approved because of this channel, saving their businesses, their homes, and their employees' homes. 3 days later, I was on to another application, and this one was called PUA. In April 25th, when I launched this channel, virtually no one knew about PUA, let alone how to do the application correctly. It had not gone live in New York and Florida and Texas. And in fact, Florida and Texas didn't go live for 3 months. But I stayed with all the viewers, and Eileen Bellenkamp out of Florida got $15,000 for this channel from PUA. In fall 2020, second stimulus was not coming. $600 stimulus check not coming. So I stepped forward. I got viewers $250,000 of rent, paying all their rent to the new year, like Tyrone, $15,000 for his family, 4 out of Boston. And now we're doing it better and bigger than ever before because you are killing it, Purple Hawks. Have you become a member? Let's go over all the incredible introductory remarks before we go over the details. I'm going to get you some rent, utilities, food, mortgage assistance, and homeowners assistance. I'm going to show you 6 places to reach out to. So reach out to all 6. If the first one says no, keep on pushing forward because they have different eligibility. They also have different pots of money. Meantime, listen to the keywords I say in this video. It helps get people approved. And also, every state has money for you across the board. Are you ready? Here we go. You're going to reach out to your city hall, your city house authority. That's 2. Your county hall, your county house authority. That's 4. And your state hall and your state house authority. That's 6. And the keywords you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID, rent or mortgage utility assistance because of COVID. That's it. You can do this. I know you can do it, as countless thousands of other viewers do it daily on this channel. The next pot of the money is money for Snap. But if you got money for rent utilities, post your success story in the live chat. Tim and Linda got this wonderful pot of money. Snap is money for food. It comes from the Department of Agriculture. Reach out to them and get it. It's easier eligibility than even a stimulus check. And you saw Mark got $19,000. What is he getting now? In October, it will be worth $25,000 annualized. Oh my goodness. I delivered the live news on camera 2 Mondays ago. Department of Agriculture is raising everyone's benefits up a lifetime automatically starting in October. 25% automatically lifetime nationwide. Wow. If you got Snap as well, post in the live chat right now. Lynn Glenn got it for herself, her son, and her mom. The next pile of money is a refund check coming back to you from the state due to overpayment of computer error. States have been ordered to return the money back to you. One viewer got $3,000, another viewer got $5,000. And those states have also been ordered to upgrade their computer systems, which is perfect timing because guess what? This week, Microsoft announced an upgrade of Windows 10. The first one in nearly 6 years, the longest duration ever. New platform, Windows 11, coming in October. The states are so excited because they're still running Windows 1910. The one where you rub 2 sticks of wood together to turn on light. Yeah, that one. And if you got this money as well, post in the live chat. The last part of the money is the refund check coming back from the federal government that you paid taxes on that 2020 unemployment benefits. The average payment is about $1,200, but Mark got $1,400. Johnny got $1,800, and a viewer over the weekend got $2,000. Where's this landing? Direct deposit, otherwise in the mail. Mark got it, Cod got it, Michael got it. More about that in a second. But here's a personal message from me to you. I launched this channel because there's no place on earth like this channel where people are being given information to help get them fortunes of money. I launched this channel to get you money and to give you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, financial breaking news. There's no place on earth that you have this for you except LALATE. But also, you help other people. You help people when you post your success stories in live chat because number one, you inspire people. People need that inspiration to pick up the phone of any age, of any moment in time. You can pick up the phone and say, I need that money. And now you're realizing those sums of monies are bigger than ever before. You're realizing there's things that exist that you may not have known about, like Snap. Larry Maui now getting $6,000 a year because he never knew a Snap till he found this channel. Art Sullivan and Nisi getting 3 items and inspiring people to get more items, like Johnny getting 7 items. And then we have Mark getting 55,000, which is now going to be worth about 70,000. And we have Lorraine getting 100,000. So post your success stories in live chat and inspire other people. Let's go back to those unemployment benefits. Where are they landing? Direct deposit in the mail. Can you track it? Yeah, go to irs.gov and do a transcript search. And 70% of the time it will work. It'll reveal the refund check you're getting back and the refund and the tax return you filed. And then the other 70% of the time it will reveal stuff you wish you'd never seen, like Mitch's karaoke performance to Beyonce. Yeah, don't want to see that. Can we top that? Yes, as we go into the second half of this video starting right now. Deal done, signed, sealed. For stimulus recon, done procedurally. Let's go over all the incredible great news. Your recon procedural passed last week. The tow truck has passed over the finish line. Time to pick up the tow hitch. This is huge. There will, 1, be a recon. 2, it'll be $3.5 trillion. And 3, it will be all stimulus checks for you of all different types that are generally application-based. Now, the one that you are used to seeing coming from IRS, that's not application-based. There's a push underway to put that in there on top of that. And that's coming up in the final 15 minutes of this video. I'll go over the world exclusive of that check on top of that, or checks on top of this, in a second. But how do we get to this wonderful spot of having a recon agreed upon with a price tag of $3.5 trillion? By taking roads and bridges out of the recon and putting it somewhere else. A conservative publication confirms my reporting. It says that the higher the price tag was on the recon before, the harder it was to pass. There you go. But by allowing the Democrats to take out some of the spending from the recon, roads and bridges, and put it into the bipartisan, the overall price tag of the recon got smaller. In other words, the bipartisan helped the recon get passed. There's a reason, though, why you watch this channel, because I deliver the news to you months before it happens. In July, in June, I told you that the Democrats, senators, House, and President had met to agree to do a recon with a price tag that they wanted to agree upon. And that happened. So that when the vote would happen in August, it would be a quick blink of an eye. And it did happen. People had said they weren't going to be voting on this to September. Untrue. They said that they weren't going to come back into town. Untrue. They said when they came back to town, they weren't going to do anything. Untrue. In fact, every single thing that I told you they were going to do happened. How do I know this? Because they said this back in July. I tell you news before it happened, so you're ahead for it. How do they do this so quickly? Because they agreed upon a recon price that they wanted big enough and at the start of the whole process, before they started the voting. That's why Representative Richie Torres, Democrat, New York, Progressive, and Representative Ilhan Omar, Democrat, Progressive, Minnesota, had reached out in the negotiation and said, we need to go bigger, bolder. He said we need a larger recon, and she said we need to have a recon that goes as big as bold as we want it. They got it, $3.5 trillion. After everyone agreed upon the price, but before they started the voting, the president told them, protect my recon, Jala Paul and Brian Schatz, because everything in that recon is checks from the American people, progressive checks, priorities of the president, and they did. So now that the recon procedural has passed, what does this mean for you? Let's go over all the details, separating one at a time. Let's go over what recon is, let's go over roads and bridges is, and then let's go over what recon procedural versus recon substantive is. Roads and bridges and your money. So your money is called recon, also called reconciliation, also called the budget bill, price tag $3.5 trillion, also called the Democratic spending plan or the progressive social reform plan. All checks for you. Bipartisan, not your money. Infrastructure, not your money. Price tag $1.5 trillion. Well, last week we started with 3 things we had to do. This week we started with 2, because guess what? We got the first one done. Recon procedural done. That was the tow truck. The tow truck has passed over the finish line. Done, deal, signed, sealed. Now it's time for the tow truck to pick up the tow hitch. That's recon substantive. What's the difference? Let's go over it. Recon procedural basically says, are we doing this? Yeah, we are. We're doing a recon of 3.5 trillion where committee number 1 will have $10 and committee number 2 will have $20, example like that. Recon substantive is very different where it says, okay, now that a committee has $10, how is it going to spend the money? Larry Pringle, who jumped into yesterday's noontime show and the day before that at noontime, says this so brilliantly in the comments as a viewer of this channel. He says, Purple Power, you need to push because while they've agreed to give us checks and they've agreed to give money to the committees to give us checks, you need to push because they need to spend the money the right way. That's said so well by Larry Pringle. Absolutely. How do we get to this wonderful spot? By taking roads and bridges out, but also by Jalapal writing Schumer a letter saying, Chuck Hall to vote on the recon. And he did. That letter was signed by 12 House Democrats, who was part of the 100 plus, who wrote the president a letter saying we're going to be putting monthly forced stimulus checks to the forced stimulus recon. Can we top that? Yes. As 7 members of the House Ways and Means Subcommittee recently wrote the president a letter saying we're putting monthly forced stimulus checks to the forced stimulus recon. Let's go back over what those indications are from those people so we see those terms and conditions again. We have Warren, Wyden, and Sanders saying monthly, but not the number of months or the amount of the check. We have AOC and Omar saying $2,000 a month, but not saying how many months. We have the House Ways and Means Committee saying monthly, but not saying how many months or the amount. And then we have the House bill, which is $1,000 a month. It is not $2,000 a month. Only the first month was $2,000. Pandemic plus 1 year. How do we get to this wonderful spot? We got to this wonderful spot by the legislators working. And the breaking news you're hearing for the first time on Mornings LA today is that, again, my reporting has been confirmed. Over the weekend, I told you all this week they're working on the recon substantive. And guess what? Ron Wyden spoke to press today and said he's been working all week long on the recon substantive. This week, I'd also told you that Bernie Sanders and Chuck Schumer are speaking 4 to 5 times a day on making changes to the recon substantive language. And they're going to be doing it all weekend long. What did Ron Wyden basically sort of say in today's comments? He basically said that September is a very busy month and you want to get stuff done ahead of time. And so he and the people are working around the clock to get the agreement on the items now. Because remember, they got to agree on how to spend the money before they write the language about how to spend the money. It's not like someone writes the language and says, here, go agree upon it. They agree upon the thing and then they memorialize their agreement in the language. So now, as Larry Pringle said, it's critical to push because now is where they're drafting the language. This is the moment and place that they want to hear from you because they're actually negotiating the words that would ultimately be reduced to writing. And can we top that? Yes. As Biden got a very confusing thing out of the forced stimulus recon. It's a storyline for Potomac housewives. It got out of there. It's just very confusing. I don't follow it. No, it's the global minimum corporate tax rate. It's out of there. Making the recon easier to write, easier to pass, and easier to vote. And there we go. Can we top that? Yes. As we go into the final 15 minutes of this video, so much breaking news. We'll go over what the #1 guy on Capitol Hill for your stimulus checks is saying and why this is a major call to action for you, Purple Power. Time for you to step up and change history once again and make history. Very, very honored. Let's do it. It's the breaking news and the world exclusives coming up in the final 15 minutes of this video. You'll also meet Calendar Con. I hope you've been calendaring him in. He's coming back with Calendar Calling, of course. But first, something also deliciousness is the volunteers. I first want you to get at least one item from this channel. Rent, utilities, food, or internet. $100, $200. Because once you've developed that skill, that familiarity with picking up the phone and asking for money, you're going to kill it under forced stimulus. Here's a little bit about the volunteers for the other sums of money you can reach out to if you can't find them. And I'll be back with you in 60 seconds with the final 15 on Mornings LA. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now at live this beautiful morning, direct from Santa Monica. The weather's gorgeous this weekend, and I hope the weather is good where you are. In the second half of this video, we'll go over the breaking news about your fourth stimulus recon. Done deal, signed, sealed, but what does application-based stimulus mean for you? I'll have all the details direct from Santa Monica. Then we go to the biggest person in the ball game for MSC having your back, and you need to have his back. I'll have the latest details of what you need to know and why, as a Purple Hawk, you're going to clean up under for stimulus. Then we go over all the incredible details about fifth stimulus and more. And finally, we meet Calendar Cod. Oh boy, there he is. Calendar Colleen has been making those dates and checking them across the board. If you haven't become a Purple Hawk or member, you need to do so. But first, hit those, become a part of those LALATE alerts. LA Alert viewers got that alert this morning as eviction moratoriums have been extended now in the state of New York to January 2022. LA County, some different counties across this Southern California have extended it on a city-by-city basis, and then some states have extended to September. Watch for those LA alerts. You would have gotten that alert about the eviction moratorium. It's all in there. It's at news.la.com, totally free. Hit those alerts so you get breaking news when things like that happens. Went out this morning. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video. 2,000-3,000 likes. It really helps in the algorithm ranking. And consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. Coming up at 10 o'clock is Live on Air, Mornings Crypto. A lot of breaking news on that. And then I'm back with you at 11 a.m. today as well. Meantime, stay with me all weekend long because there will be breaking news all weekend long as the senators are working on the language of the bill this weekend. You heard Ron Wyden say they're working around the clock and they're working this weekend, so I'll have more about those details as well. But let's go over the exciting details about fifth stimulus, which is now heating up now that we're in September. Thank you, Calendar Colleen. Fifth stimulus involves the raise of your benefits up. It's a legislation of SSI reform proposed by the president, but now being taken care of the Democrats. They propose to get this drafting done by November and for a vote. Let's go over the details of how it works. Step one, they'll raise your benefits up a lifetime. Number two, remove the asset limit. Then add an inflationary benchmark, remove the income exclusion, and remove the marriage penalty. How does it work? Who's it for? It's for you. If you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad Benefits, Veterans Benefits, or SSA, step one is they'll raise your benefits up a lifetime. Then they'll apply a new benchmark. That new benchmark is inflation. Inflation's going up a lot. It's going to be transitory. I'm saying about 5%. So how high would this raise your benefits? First, they'd raise your benefits up a lifetime. Then they apply a new benchmark. And if it's 5%, it means your benefits go up another 5%. Not just next year, but lifetime. Because once your benefits go up, they never go down. They're going to remove the asset cap dating back to a 1980s law that says you can't have more than $3,000 in hand. Now you'll be able to have some stimulus checks and a calendar. Good for you, Calendar Colleen. In your hand. They're going to remove the income cap dating back to a 1960s law that says you can't work and stay on benefits. And finally, the marriage penalty is going to go away. And love is going to win, and you'll be able to marry your longtime love interest and no longer fear loss of benefits. Will there be a fifth stimulus check? There will be next year. They represent the House Ways and Means Committee in fifth stimulus. And finally, if you haven't become a Purple Hawk, what are you doing? The link is under the video. Notice the people with that emoji next to their name of a Purple Hawk? People that are Purple Hawks are delivered daily from me, Purple Hawks, Purple Power, and Calcino VIP members, a breakdown of all the big money available under first, second, and third stimulus. As soon as third stimulus was passed, and it was a $1,400 stimulus check, I said, okay, whatever, because guess what? There was $14,000 at least in there for you to get, and that's what I said. And now viewers are getting $30,000, 3 viewers 2 weeks ago, $40,000, 2 viewers last week, and then $80,000 with Johnny, $55,000, now going to almost $75,000 with Mark, $100,000 from Lorraine. Learn about all these incredible sums of money, because this is money right now. You're going to get this money right now. Consider becoming a Purple Hawk. The link is under the video description. And with that, we go into the final 15 minutes of this video, starting right now with your 4 stimulus recon. Done deal, signed, sealed. Wow, this is incredible, great news. Let's go over where we are. A 4 stimulus recon passed last week. This means that 1, there's going to be a recon. Number 2, it's going to be $3.5 trillion. And number 3, it's all checks for you. Imagine if you've gotten any money from third stimulus of $30,000, how well you're going to do in a 4th stimulus as a viewer of this channel. Third stimulus was this big. 4th stimulus is this big. Third stimulus was 80% for corporations. 4th stimulus is all money for you. Now, what does application-based mean? It's very simple. It means that a lot of these items in 4th stimulus that are so far in there confirmed are application-based, meaning you pick up the phone and call and get them. They're very, very different items. Very different items, so you're going to be qualified, potentially, for a lot of different checks. It's great news, just like Johnny, who picked up and got 7 items. It's going to be incredible, great news. Confirmed $3.5 trillion of checks, generally application-based for you. Not confirmed is the push to put stimulus checks in there on top of that. More about that in a second. But these application-based checks will pay you a lot of money. Let's go over some of the items and what they're proposed and how this works. Free school meals for all checks, tax break checks, cheaper prescription medication checks, checks for farmers, checks for free internet, checks for workers, checks for independent contractors, checks for seniors, checks for dental, checks for vision, and checks for hearing care. Now, you notice there were some very different items in there. Internet, dental. Those checks would never come from IRS or Treasury. They don't know that you need money for your dental. No one knows you need money for your dental or your internet unless you say, hi, I need money for your dental vision. And that's why we go back to that graphic earlier in this video. Recon procedural, recon substantive. Committees are given money for these particular subject matters. So, for example, the internet, one committee will have that money. The dental, one committee will have that money. And when that money is set up, then when you need the money, you'll call them up and say, I want this money. They don't know you need the money for the internet or dental until you call them up. Now, this is why Larry Pringle's comment earlier was so important, because Seats for Stimulus is back on, baby. It's the 2020 social media campaign launched by this channel, which said, you need to push these senators because they need to spend the money the right way. Yes, they're spending all the money on you, but the terms and conditions are still up for grabs, as are their seats. 6 House seats up for grabs that could balance the power across the board. Now, let's turn to the World Exclusive, which you're only going to hear on this channel. And the World Exclusive is the #1 guy for your stimulus check from IRS. Has your back, but wants you to have his back. Oh boy, Purple Power, you can do this. Now, let's back up a little bit, shall we? In the month of May, in the month of June, in the month of July, and in the month of August, the broadcast media reporters, who are very lazy and get paid a lot of money to do much of nothing, was telling you, there's no stimulus check. I haven't heard about a stimulus check. There's no stimulus check. I haven't heard about a stimulus check. And some of you wanted to regurgitate their nonsense back to me day in, day out. Do you think anyone in those broadcast booths that get paid a fortune had the capacity to pick up the phone and ever call someone in the Senate or House and ask them? Or did they just do their research on the search engine? Had they picked up the phone and actually called up a senator and asked them, they would have gotten the answer. Yes, I'm working on multiple stimulus checks in the 4th stimulus package. But because they were lazy and didn't care about anything but collecting their check and giving you whatever news story they can get paid a salary for, they didn't care whether you get your money or not. And that was where I was telling you there is a monthly stimulus check being worked on by Democrats in the Senate. And now we see the confirmation. We first saw this a few weeks ago as WR called up Chris Coons' office. He's a Democrat. He is in Delaware, old friend of Joe Biden. And he told, the staffer told the viewer of this channel, WR, Chris Coons' staffer told the viewer that Senator Coons is working on an MSC, a monthly stimulus check provision in the 4th stimulus recon. Had a broadcast media picked up the phone and called, they would have gotten the same answer. Rather, they didn't want to pick up the phone. They wanted to be lazy and publish nonsense and incorrect reporting. And some people believed it. Now, what happened over the weekend? Well, what happened over the weekend was Bernie Sanders says, reach out to me. That's what he actually said. He said, reach out to me. So viewers started to reach out to him. Ling Clan called him up, and so did Brother Joshua. He's a longtime viewer, and he's a former wonderful, wonderful volunteer for the community page. Brother Joshua called up Bernie Sanders. And let me tell you why Bernie Sanders said, call me up. Because Bernie Sanders had said going into the weekend that, let me back up and explain to you what Bernie Sanders' position is. You may know him as a senator, as a Democrat, as a progressive, but you may not know that he is the chairman of the Senate Budget Committee. A little bit important. Let me tell you why. Because the recon is actually called the Reconciliation Budget Bill. It's a budget bill. And what's the number one committee for the budget bill? The Budget Committee. And who's the chairman of the Budget Committee? Bernie Sanders. OMG. Just a little bit important. So going into the weekend, Bernie Sanders had a quote that said, the prior budget chairman just sort of did what they wanted to do within the confines of D.C., but I do it a little bit differently. I rather get out amongst the people and hear from them. That basically says he wants to hear from you how he should make modifications to this budget bill, which they're currently modifying, as you heard Ron Wyden say, all week long, with Chuck Schumer confirming he talks to Bernie Sanders 4 to 5 times a day, modifying the language. Bernie Sanders said he wanted to hear from people. So Brother Joshua called up, professional, respectful, and kind to the staffer. And what did the staffer say? Senator Bernie Sanders is working on a monthly stimulus check. There you go. Had the broadcast media cared to ever spend or do their salary work, besides getting a very nice check and doing bad reporting, had they actually picked up the phone and called and asked someone, they would have been able to tell you, yes, there's a forced stimulus check in the works. They didn't want to take the time to actually make the phone call. And in fact, it's not just a forced stimulus check, it's a monthly stimulus check. So let's go over the incredible details and the call for action of the historic details in this world exclusive you're only hearing on this channel. The staffer told Brother Joshua that Bernie Sanders is working on a monthly stimulus check. Great news. Number 2, that the price range of the potential check is somewhere between $1,000 to $1,400. Also great news. And number 3, that the duration of the term is 3 to 6 months. Wonderful, great news. This is great. Now, there's a twist. The twist was, the staffer says, but Bernie Sanders wants to see he has the support of the American people before he does this. Purple Power, this is all you. You got this one. This is what you do best. In December of last year, no one was giving you a stimulus check. But I had the idea to put a stimulus check in a thing called the continuing resolution. Never been done before. People thought I was bonkers. Who puts a stimulus check in a continuing resolution? I said, I don't care. I'm going to use the Purple Power as a family, and together we're going to push. We're going to call it CR for stimulus. It trended online. And they finally took note. And then one morning we woke up and they said, yeah, we're putting stimulus in the CR. Unemployment stimulus. We said, no, it's supposed to be a stimulus check, not unemployment stimulus. We pushed again, and they got it in there. We made history as a family together. Now it's our time again. That was second stimulus. This is fourth stimulus. That was 2020. This is 2021. You've been called upon you to get a grassroots movement to get this to the finish line, to support it and get it done. You can do it. I'm ready and anxious for you to do it. So pick up the phone, go to his Facebook page, go to his social media account, go to his website, hashtag LALATE, hashtag Purple Power, hashtag MSE. Say, yes, I support you. We all support you. Please do it. And there you go. Meantime, yesterday you met a new face to this channel. Well, at least for a moment. What's her name? Her name is Calendar Colleen, because it's September. Here she is. Calendar Colleen. You may know her. You may have seen her in the comments. She is that person who always reminds us what day it is in September, and that it is September. It's September. Whenever we're talking about something, she says, it's September. Did you know it's September? Did anyone tell Nancy Pelosi it's September? It's September. When are they coming back in town? In September. They're working in September. They're calling the vote in September. It's September. Let me tell you what the calendar says. It's September. That's Calendar Colleen's contribution. So yeah, Calendar Colleen wants to remind us of September. My response to that is, yeah, next month is October. She just loves to say the same thing over and over again. And some of her cousins were in this on the comments overnight as well. Well, guess what? Yesterday, some people were asking me, Calendar Colleen, she keeps track of her dates really well. How many dates does she have? She has a lot, but she has one number one date, and it's with Calendar Cod. Here he is. And guess what? He keeps track of his calendar as well. They are a match made in calendar heaven. They calendar each other in as often as they can calendar each other in. They keep track of their dates like they keep track of their months. The only difference with Calendar Cod is, what does he say? Calendar Cod talks a little bit differently than Calendar Colleen. What does he say? Calendar Cod always says, whatever happened to July? Whatever happened to July? Nancy, does Nancy know what happened to July? What happened to July and August? Whatever happened to July and August? That's Calendar Cod. This is September, and he's like, whatever happened to July and August? They have fascinating conversations. That's Calendar Cod and Calendar Colleen. And tomorrow, get ready for another face joining this channel. Her name is Freedom Frida. She believes that freedom of speech means you can say fake facts as often as you want. Her name, Freedom Frida. She has the freedom to funnel her fake facts as often as she wants to. And if you don't let them, she evokes her freedom. So tomorrow, meet Freedom Frida on the channel. Coming up next is Overnight Script. Is Morning Scripto live on air. It's at 10 o'clock, which is about 5 minutes from now. Calendar it in. Then coming up late at 11 a.m. is Noontime. You know, Calendar Colleen reminds me, let me show you our calendar for today. Here's our calendar shows for today. If I can find them. If I can't, then, just calendar me. Oh, here they are. We started the day with our early morning shows, and then coming up next is Crypto. Hope to see you. It's starred because it's live and it's new. Then 11 a.m. is Noontime. Then we go into our 1 o'clock afternoon show, our 3 o'clock afternoon show, brand new, and our 5 o'clock. Then we go into Stream Simless, Sirloin, and then overnights, LALATE, and Purple. And with that, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. The reason why is because this is the place where you get big sums of money. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP, and also sign up for those LA alerts. Stay informed, stay focused, and I'll see you in about 3 minutes from now as Morning's Crypto starts.